Good morning, everybody. Tachidele. Hola. How's temperature? It's okay?
It's good.
Too hot, too cold?
No.
You can wait maybe 30 minutes, then get it cold. It's the surfing of change, samsara. Then we go out for art. Anyway, what is that? I think everybody would learn their merit. Actually, we have a lot of wishes. Right? Everybody has wishes, right? Wishes. Wishes. But not always very success. Wishes. Hope, goal, vision, right?
Yes.
But not always success. Even we do good actions, but there's some stuck. They shows we are not enough the merit. And we mean merit, there are many different ways. Mentally, physically, financially, many different ways. But if monastery, there's, if you have to, I forgot Tibetan also. I want to say come to the I forgot. Anyway, in monastery, if you have to study this much, well, this much, you have to make merit this much. Right? We said, if you need to study this much, you see, very small. But you need merit this much. Because merit support to you study in your activities. If you are not enough merit, then whatever you do does not go on right direction. Therefore, usually in monastery we recite the Lord Tara. In the morning, sometimes we recite 75 times. 75 times. All the monks together. Also, this mantra is very fast. We call it running the horse. Running horse. It's very fast. If people, of course, West is not well, we just forgot. Even the Tibetans not used to, they don't catch. Very fast. Then also we decide about Harsutra. This is, there are many high teachers, lamas, to investigation. Which one's the more easiest way, more power way to move merit, make merit. We decide Lord Tara, Taras. Usually when one time we call also Harsutra chanting. It takes 5 hours, just one time. You see? We did Harsutra here, right? Maybe 5-10 minutes. No, maybe 5 minutes, right? It takes 5 hours, just one time. Even sometimes we sleep. When we wake up, still they're going. They do Lord very long chanting. Very chanting. If you're not good memorized, you don't know what's going on. Just others say, oh, they can say, oh. Even, this they makes, also that time they show that meditation, meaning, recite the verses purpose is you have to remember what we call it. Meaning, we have to think about meaning. We just we don't know what it's talking about that, right? Very bad. Therefore, this Lusoya,
so there's this custom, of reciting 21 praises to Tara and hospitals and so forth. So these are very good custom, to a way of accumulating a great amount of merit.
Also, Tara is particularly very powerful, very quickly. If whatever you wish, the text said, whatever you wish, that
Will be accomplished.
Then come. Even there are also a lot of, sometimes experience, from my life also. When I came from Tibet, sometimes difficult situation, I recite the Tara, they all will go smooth. Even here, some people have problem too. They don't have the kid. They don't have baby, they have problem, They try to many different ways, it doesn't work. Then they do some Tara pujas, then they get kid. This is just, we can see. Sometimes we say, oh, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, we don't see words. We say compassion, Bodhicitta, we don't much feel, We say the words that we don't see it. We don't feel. Tara particularly, there's very big power and importance.
For the script.
Therefore, maybe we can recite one Tara, not all the time, we can just maybe today. Everybody has a good mood. And we can recite one time, slowly.
21 praises to Tara.
It's 221. It's page 221. We can do it slowly, okay? Not 2 hours. In the monastery, we have 2 ways. Also, we recite the Tara evening. They we call Tara to
Flying with the wings, that sounds.
It's very slow. Okay, can you recite it then? Slowly?
In Tibetan?
No, English. Just slowly, okay? I think first what we said, the first, then second, how much Tara, what are the very fast.
Until where?
Oma prostrations, what is it?
I haven't been there before.
I think maybe Damchoe. Slowly.
All I prostrate to the noble transcendental liberator. Homage Tara Sukiro, eyes like lightning instantaneous, spread from homage sickness Lord of figures still not notice. Homage she was guest on Baisa, 100 of the foot blessing with thy race to splendid, as 1,000 star collection. Homage golden blue and lotus, water pouring and adornment, giving effort auspicities, patience, meditation, mercy. Homage karma, tathagata, action, triumph without limit. Rely on by conquer children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Thubten, whom desire direction and space. Traveling with her feet and 7 worlds, able to grow for all being. Homage worshipped by the Lord, Chakra Agni Brahma Maru, honored by the host of spirits, cultures different numbers yashas. Homage with her traveling his sound, discern for the land. Perfect blessing left or right in, blessing in a rigid fabric. Homage pure and very dreadful, discern all life champion. She will frown in the able to summon, call her guardians assembly, shaking from it with her own sight, singing from it in discussion. Homage my with crescent, one ornament was shining. Amitabha in her hair, sending how much light eternal. Homage she is with the blaze light, beyond ending fire abiding. Rise stretched up and just around you, truth of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and her perfect deeds. Starting with the letter home, the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage happy virtuous peaceful, she was good with peace divine. She endowed with home and soul, destroy her literary evil. Homage she rejoiced around it, tearing froze bodies asunder. Fit with home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to literacy letters, of the ship of 7 woven. Wife was handling ships of 3 worlds, Neru Mandara Vidaya. Homage holding in her hand, the Dima Buddha Deva Lekha. But twice spoken Tara and Kid, total beaches steady poison. Homage she who doesn't dare kids, and the Kinaras to honor. Honor in her temple splendor, she dispels that dream and conquest. Homage she moves to my practice, radiance of the sun and moon. With her Tara and to Tara, she dispels ever contagion. Homage full of liberating, power passes and home teachings. Use her house of spiritual chakras, and their courses soon touring. Inspirited with little mantras, and prostrations thus are 21.
Then page 245, benefit. Bottom. 245. You got it, what? 245. This is benefit to restart the time. Okay?
Whoever is endowed with the devotion for the goddess and societies of supreme faith, remember it at dawn upon waking and in the evening, will be taken all fearlessness. The perfection is like all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The monsters of the conquerors will quickly grant initiation, thus is God with experience, one will eventually reach the state of the Buddha. If the content are the most terrible poison, religion is drawn towards some living beings. Thereby remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If the spirit is desired to free 7 times, it will pacify all the sufferings of torments, both by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles will be disappeared.
Okay? Good?
Thank you, guys.
This is also very easy. You can recite your home. If you really go, you can memorize. And you can driving, you can also recite. If you go watch movie, also you can recite. Anyway, this. Sometimes people say, I want to daily practice that. I don't know, what can I do? Just you can, first you can recite to refuge, then you can do 21 Tara, 2, 3, or if you are happy like you can 7, or more you can 21. Then after you can do benefits, then you're happy, enjoy. And anyway, this is very good. It's a very simple way, very powerful. Anyway, this is very make a little bit merit, okay? Then we talk about
Geshe, sorry. This was recommended also as a practice for purifying obstacles for His Holiness's visit this fall. So we can also think of maybe putting that into the dedication and the motivation for this also.
Yeah, this is a,
to clear away all the obstacles, all the hindrances that may come along on the way for the visit of His Holiness Dalai Lama.
also it is a wash our negative karma. Right? Buddha said how he helped to us. He said, I'm not transfer my knowledge for you. I cannot take out your suffering or problems. Same needle. You know, the doctors, you go to hospital, they can cut, they can take out part of body. But Buddha said, I cannot help look like that kind. And I cannot wash, look like dishwash. Even how much you have very strong soap, that doesn't work. And how he helped to teach Dharma, then students practice their Dharma, then purify their negative karmas. Right? Then he many different ways, you know. If we have more merit, then everything is very success. So
a person with the merit, always his or her wishes will be fulfilled.
Right? Because we are not always success, whatever we wishes. It shows we are not in a merit. Then, you know, we can do merit, going, walking, sleeping time, you know. That's very best. Okay. Then I think last week we talked about the refuge. Everybody who was last week, everybody knows refuge. And that symbology was.
So the refuge is like the entrance to the teachings of the Dharma.
Even I'm not saying you all become to Buddhism. I'm not saying you have to take refuge Buddha. But if you're very serious Buddhism, you have to refuge Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Right? Even you have not refuge, you say, I'm the Buddhism, I'm the monk. Even if wearing the robes, if they don't have refuge, they're not Buddhism. They're wearing Buddhism, they're showing Buddhism action, but they're not Buddhism. When Adishasti come to Tibetan, he said, even the Tibetans say, I'm the master. The Kamala,
Outward facing towards the audience and don't have any refuge.
Right? Therefore, if you're very serious Buddhism, first you have to know what's the refuge, who are there, what are their qualities, right? Then we are refuge.
So if we don't know that the object of refuge have the power to protect us from these problems and suffering, then we will not take refuge in them, right?
I'll finish my English. Now we can change. Today is a
so anyway, so the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha are the object of refuges that we take refuge in. And we have already talked about them a lot last time. And so that's the prayer we do at the beginning, right? Every day, or every time we have teaching. I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I'm enlightened, and so forth. So now we have to think, why are they worthy object of refuge? So first of all, we have to have this the cause of the refuge, which is being afraid of the sufferings of the samsara, and especially the suffering of the lower ones, and have faith or devotion or belief in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha that they have the power to protect us from these sufferings. So these are the cause of the refuge, the cause for taking refuge, why you want to take refuge, and how you can take refuge. Without this, you will not take refuge. So in a way, we are afraid of the sufferings, right? The sufferings of the cyclic existence and suffering of the, especially the suffering of the lower world. We don't want to experience or go through these sufferings, right?
Right? We all scared, right? But do we have some of those but do
we have that faith in the Buddha Dhamma and Sangha, believing that they have the power to protect us from these sufferings?
When we are everything is very sweet, we say, oh, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, right? Some dream called about this, it doesn't walk. Sometimes say, Buddhism doesn't walk. They say, whatever they want something, then they try, it doesn't work, they say. Buddhism doesn't work. Not Buddhism doesn't work, you are not enough to effort. Jeda kanji. Oda manzu ching, kowa danga so dunga le, choki nipa soro yore, sanji shugen this like she is works.
And so we have to know that Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, the three objects of refuge, have this power to protect us from these sufferings, the suffering of the cyclic existence and suffering of the lower worlds.
Jeda sanji said, chuktenba bogos, chima, lange de res,
So the Buddha is the founder of refuge, the one who teaches us how to find refuge. And so the representative of that, the one who teaches us the Dharma, nowadays is like our teachers, our gurus.
Not say I'm the representative Buddha, okay?
And the actual refuge is the Dharma.
And
so the actual Dharma are the true path and the true cessations. But for ordinary beings like ourselves, that's very far away. We can't achieve that right away now. So what we can think of now is the practice of the virtuous actions. And for example, like abandoning, abandoning the 10 virtuous actions. So for example, if we don't engage in any of these 10 virtuous actions, then we'll not have to go through the suffering which results from engaging in 10 virtuous actions, right? And so not engaging in, or saying that I'm not going to engage in this 10 virtuous action is abandoning the 10 virtuous action, and doing that is the practice of Dharma. So, if you just don't do it, it doesn't mean you have abandoned it. You have to make the commitment or the promise to not engage in that. And so when you say, I'm not going to engage in that, and then you don't engage in it, then you are practicing not engaging in that. But just by not engaging in it, doesn't mean you are practicing not engaging in it. So that's the actual refuge for us. So that practice saves us from going through those sufferings. And so no matter how much Buddha has taught, but if we don't do that, we will not be free from sufferings ourselves. Just like no matter how many different kinds of varieties of food you have on the table, if you don't eat it, you'll not be free from the suffering of hunger, right? And so the actual refuge is the Dharma practice. And so the actual Dharma is, like I said, the true path and true cessation, but the substitute of that actual Dharma now for ourselves, like the ordinary beings like ourselves, we can say our practice of abandoning the 10 virtuous actions. So actually the true path and true cessation we're talking about is the realization in the continuum of a person. So it's like the knowledge of knowing how to drive. It's the knowledge, right? In the continuum of somebody. So it's similar to that. It's the knowledge or the realization within the continuum of some people.
You guys have the knowledge to how to travel. I don't have the knowledge. Yeah, same that kind, right? 어디 드리자 아니 대충 해줘. 다 걔들끼리 서한테 운이 지나 다 유분에서 시작하고 또 밥에 가나다 걔들끼리 주라 그랬어.
So that's the Dharma refuge, and then the Sangha refuge. The Sangha is actual Sangha is someone who have realized the reality of the actual mode of existence or emptiness directly.
간지 출집에 따라서 그랬어.
And so somebody who can help us to engage in our Dharma practice through their advice and so forth.
일단 나도 전화다 말아서 다 내가 그렇지 감리에다가 다 죽게 주고 기대게 시작하는 거였어.
And so that would be the actual. So the artificial or similar to that would be like the sanghas here and in the community where we help each other to help each other. So that would be the sangha. So who are supporting or helping to engage in the practice is our sanghas.
진짜 그래. 사실 감리트 루트 딱 가르치면 싫어했어. 근데 이거는 나도 중요한 차이로.
And so the community that we have here is very very kind to us because of that, and we're able to do all these practices here.
어디 잠로치다. 잠로다. 다 잠로 제가 다 많이 거와 당에서 동안 지금만 다 잔이 집에 심지 탐시 다 거와 당에서 동안 다 매달 양아도 다 대례적인 내가 소를 두고서는 다 tham 그래서 다 대와 인자 등수를 배도 차에 최대 나라는 사지 공부 토벌 쇼세 아니 특징이 받는 거였어.
So that's the refuge, right? So you take refuge because you're afraid of the sufferings, the psychiatrists, and the suffering of the organs, and then you see, the one sees that there is a power in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha to protect us from these sufferings. So having that faith in them, and these two causes us to take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And so not only oneself, but also there's all these sentient beings in all these 6 realms of existence who are going through all sorts of sufferings. And in order to free all these sufferings, I myself have to become a Buddha. So then that follows the second, the last 2 lines, which is about generating the mind of enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So whichever realm you are born in any of these 6 realms that you are born in, there's sufferings, a particular sufferings of that realm. So, for example, the human beings, we have the suffering of birth, aging, sickness, death, and so forth. So there's a lot of suffering at the time of birth, right? The child is born and the mother is giving birth, and all have a lot of sufferings, right? And we have suffering of aging.
Right? We don't want to white hair. But I think here we don't know who's the white hair. Now I'm completely black. Now I'm white hair. It shows I'm getting old. Now I'm getting suffering old. Give to usually in the Asian country people they're most black hair. I think Western there's some brown, some blue, some yellow, some gray. We don't know who's the black. When you can see Asian people, they're almost black hair. Then they are white, they show they couldn't get it, was getting older. Then say, oh, I'm getting older. Watch that mirror there. Oh, I'm getting older. There are a lot of
Wrinkles.
You try to go to a special place when you check out. Anyway, this is we don't want that kind of suffering, right? This is usually we don't say suffering. We say
So sometimes we don't even think like that of us, that as a suffering. We think, oh, this is a problem, but not a suffering.
Yeah, right. But Buddha, this is a suffering, right? No, everybody try to put down, go to some place, take surgery, This, therefore, this is not to give it to one, and share it to us.
So this is the suffering of aging, and then there's the suffering of death.
And that,
And then the animals, met all these kind of sufferings, but especially the suffering of being foolish and dumb, not knowing, ignorance.
같이 들로주까지 소속세다 치료하는 힘을 와서.
So, for example, the animals they don't even realize or they don't even notice if they are being taken into a place where they're going to be slaughtered.
Right? We people know that we know which good place, which bad place, you know. It's bad place we don't want to go there. We say, I'm not going there. 아니 다 야와도 예다 세들까 아니 다 야와 타령도 이거 예다 즐거움도 맞어.
And then the other lower realms like the hell realm and the hungry ghost realms. Like the hungry ghosts, they have extreme suffering. The suffering of extreme hunger at first, and then those are the particular sufferings. But then they have also have other sorts of sufferings. And then the hell realm, they have this the suffering of extreme heat and cold.
아니 라마에나 다소도 맞어.
And the demigods have the suffering of the constant fighting, combat.
Question?
Excuse me, I just wanted to make a comment on the fact that animals don't know they're about to be slaughtered. They know. They know when they're in line. They can hear the suffering of cows and pigs in front of them. They know they're about to be killed, but they have to wait a long time.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even have to take the first blood for them to know they're going to die. The cows and the pigs, the dogs, whatever.
Yeah.
They know for a long time they're going to die before it actually happens.
Oh yeah. That too, some they know, yeah. But you know, yeah. But you know,
I could say, I could tell you all the way a pig is slaughtered, but I don't want to get too graphic. No, I won't do it.
yeah. It's also one story. It's animals also, I'm not saying 100%, they know something, you know. One human butcher. One butcher, when the story, I don't know if it's true, butcher, you know, he's killing all the sheep. Then something he drew there, one sheep's sauce is what call it? Knife. Then he thought, I don't know, sour belly or something.
So he saw the sheep hiding the knife underground. So of course there are some cases where the animals know, but in general, we're talking in general, they don't know. Yeah, so of course then we will compare with the human beings, you know, they don't know a lot, you know. They don't know as much as the human beings, not even as little as human beings, but of course there are some cases where they know a few things.
Sometimes the animals are more smart than human beings. You say they're dogs. People doesn't know. When they're difficult place, they bring dogs. Place here, other dogs, right?
Pigs are as smart as dogs.
They are very strong, especially smart.
Smell.
Then,
And then the gods have the particular suffering of the gods that the suffering of seeing the sign of death. So that when they're about to die, they get all these signs of death. They go through tremendous suffering at that time. And anyway, so wherever one is born in any of these six realms of psychic existence, one is never freed from any kind of sufferings.
소소야 타고 semche tanga 타고 되게 콘솔 타야게 로바이 제거를 되게 제대로 말한 거. 속사와 저와서 등도 강가 산지를 제거로 쇼스 또 먼저 와서 생겼어요.
And so for the sake of oneself and for the sake of all these beings and all the six realms, then may they all be free from the sufferings. In order to free them from sufferings, I had to become enlightened myself. I had to become Buddha myself. In order to become Buddha, I have to accumulate all these merits. So for this reason, I'm going to accumulate merit. Thinking that is the bodhicitta, the second to next two lines of the verse.
아니 semche 탐식에도 상제 고마토고 효냐게 썸트들은 아니 장주고 생겨요. 그래서
And so that is the bodhicitta, the wish or thought, thinking may achieve instead of the enlightenment for the all intentions.
아니 문도지 따오르는 아니 세제 반은 전도 시절에서 다 따오되고.
And in the root text of the ornament of realization, it says that the generation of the mind is the sake of our sentience.
어떻게 샘데 소리를 semche 탐식을 때도 지금 편도 제대로 깨와 있나? 아니 솔직히 그가 아빠 라시고 차고 총으로 그래서 매로 그래서.
So if one generates that kind of mind, the mind wishing to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, then all the problems becomes sort of very small towards that, or there will be no problems at all.
그래서 대체는 주변고 생체 생체 때 태어나면은 아니면 대중이 주 양의 증상 타고 나오면서 말해서.
And so that thought is also the gateway, the entrance to the gateway of the Mahayana vehicle. And so even if you say I'm practicing Mahayana Dharma, but if you don't have that thought, no matter what practice you do, that doesn't become Mahayana Dharma practice.
아니 강사도 대화 친구 주가 있는데 강한 제약이 주자다 그래서.
제약이 So whether the person is doing a Mahayana practice or not depends on whether the person have that kind of thought or not.
근데 나다 섬시 상주는 사실 그거 더 쇼냐면 삼주 대가지 뭐 그래서.
So you have to have that thought, thinking that achieves the enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings in order to be a Mahayanist practitioner.
대제와라 대는 섬시 강가 따서 찍봐야 뭐 그래서 당도 용통도.
And so before you can generate that mind, the actual genuine mind of bodhicitta, you have to be able to see all sentient beings as equal. And that is very difficult for us, right?
We said, there comes my enemy, there comes my friends, relatives. This, the Geshe Ngawang Tenley,
Strangers.
strangers. Do you have this? You have that two parts, three parts? He said, oh, he doesn't like me, he doesn't like me. This means called animals, right? Then he said, oh, this is my relatives, oh, my relatives, my cousin, my mother, my teacher, my friend, we are that one. He said, yeah, somebody does, I don't know that, many things we don't care. And
so we have this kind of discrimination thought, thinking of people in different ways. But first of all, we should be able to see all these beings as equal, the same to us.
이거 가리다는 나도 직접 직장 내원도 누가 믿어봐 직접 직장 레이스하고 그래서.
So equal is thinking like that. They are all same as myself, wanting happiness and not wanting any sufferings.
Right. For example, here everybody likes to very warm, not warm, very nice weather, very nice temperature, right? Seems no one. If we have developed that kind of mind, all sentient is ego, and not wanting any sufferings, they wish all the happiness. We don't do the kind, right? We don't care many things, we don't care. We say we are very strong to
Grasping the ego,
right?
I.
We say I, because I want this, I'm the right person. I don't like that. Most problems are rubber, I will. Because we say, I don't like that action. I don't like this, what's the talk about. I don't like this idea. We have this strong I, right? I is very best friend for us. But he is always trouble, right? I don't like them, they will automatically be angry. They will hate them. Right? They say, they don't do what I lack. We always fall into I. Therefore, we put a little bit all the time, little water. Put a little water every day. Say, calm down. Not enough. You take me eons, all the sufferings. Not enough. For me enough. I'm done. Right? This is a very not true service.
So it is very important to minimize your ego and grasping at the I. So right now, in our condition, or in our situation, we cannot, right? Is it easy for you guys?
I'm not easy. Can you guys keep up? Right? Then how you
So what do you do? What means can you apply?
다 감소 가지 나 슈치하는 가리 슈치하는 소수 내가 들어야지 슈치하는 거.
So when does this I, grasping at the I, becomes more strong or manifest? At the time when you desire, when you have something for desire, right? Something to desire for.
대결이야. 야, 고독하나 나도 직장 내가 된 되지. 나를 매달 고독 너게 말했었나? 그래서 휴지하는 것도 왔어.
So at that time, it's just like I want this, all sentient beings are saying and wanting that, and so I shouldn't be only, thinking of myself alone, to have that. When you think of that, then your ego, the thinking that I want that for myself, that thought will kind of become less and less, right, or minimize.
Yep, try. But this is not easy. But Shanti Deva said, if you are used to, then come
So if you get used to it, it becomes easier. There isn't anything that doesn't become easier if you are used to it.
But I am not used to. You guys used to? I always like to. My best friend, I come in and say, oh, I want that, I want that, I do that. But this is our close friend, but I've never done.
Because it's the people who gives the most troubles.
Right? Do you guys think? You think all the problems is that I first, I don't like this idea. He or does. They say something, I don't like that. It's not true because me, right? Not Kadina Man's whole was.
So the grasping at the I comes up, comes up all the time. Right?
Tell them to dance like this, man.
So that's the grasping at the self.
And Jiri Moshin Malukala, down the church, two chairs, much goodness of some areas.
And so that's what Lam Tsongkhapa said, we're trapped in the net of this grasping at the self.
And then, down the church, much goodness. Members of the church of the North Germany, there is that, do not Kadina and the rest, Mishibajongi.
And then because of that, then we experience all these sufferings, the three sufferings, the suffering of pain and suffering of change and all progressive sufferings.
Okay? This looks touch on the cross.
So that's the general teaching.
Some of the years,
And now we're going to our actual teachings on the lam-rim.
and then I'm senior Tetanama, or some of the Jupiter. And thought Tevajamata, Katiji to Mata. Somebody tells her, somebody thought Tevajamata, Katiji to Kibashavas. That's all Tevajamata, that Katiji to Kibashavas. Somebody tells us, thought Tevajamata, Katiji to Kibashavas.
And so we're talking about the Guru devotion, right? So the Guru devotion has many different categories, the main categories, and the Buddha path. The Guru says that there's a Guru devotion, right? So the practicing Guru devotion is in the thought and in the action, and in the thought. As remembering the kindness of the gurus, practicing training in developing the faith towards the guru, and remembering his kindnesses. And so we're talking about the kindness of the guru, how he is kinder than all the Buddhas, and even kinder than Buddha Shakyamuni, and so forth. So we're in the page 253, outline number 95, if you have a different text.
Cutting Jin Kibasha, Tasha's Sajele, Tasso, shooting and gave Shin, Sajele Kanichiva, Katiji Kibasha was.
So by remembering his kindness, or her kindness, then you respect the teaching of the Guru.
And Nipati, Tasha Sanji was a key, and that's Shata Paleja Kanichiva.
And so then the Guru is much kinder than all the Buddhas. This is true parts. It's much kinder than all the Buddhas in general, and much kinder than, especially than even Buddha Shakyamuni.
담보들와 아니 시 사기를 가르쳐 버려서 와이다스.
And so, how is he or she much kinder than all the Buddhas in Bangkok?
배차샤와는 말아서 랍라나야 소설랑 개개 소설까지 쳐주러 와.
So, for example, the teacher who taught us in school is the most kind to us, right?
But we don't think he's kind, right? This is his job because he get paid money. But because he teach for us, then we know how you use computer, how you write, read, Therefore, he's very kind. All the teachers kind about particularly who teach for me is more kind. Not just Sanjay. 근데다 아니 다 수수 개개들 세상 산지다 가르친 거들 이 나래자 개개를 가르친 거랬어.
So, of course, the Buddhas are very kind to us, but among the ones Guru who teach us directly all these teachings is even kinder than all these Buddhas.
Why Buddha will kind?
Why?
Why? He said, why? He doesn't give us anything. He doesn't give job. He doesn't give food us. Why he's very kind? He shows us to what's
Right, what's wrong?
what's right, what's wrong. Therefore, we said, now we have little wish to maybe achieve enlightenment. I wish to. Now we know it. There's something. We said some enlightenment. That's something
So that just the fact that we know about enlightenment, about liberation, so then we can wish for that is because of the Buddha's kindness, right? So Buddha taught about that. That's how we know, and now we can have a wish for that.
다 대리 산지 대 다야 쇼치 다다 나도 산지 때만 대 산지 찾아들이 때만 말해서.
And so that's why the Buddhas are very kind, but the Guru is kinder than all these Buddhas in general, and especially the kinder than even Buddha Shakyamuni. So right now the teaching that we are able to practice or study is the teachings taught by Buddha Shakyamuni.
다 이나야 뭐다 실제만 이건 통이야 주도 쓴 통이야.
But we haven't been able to meet Buddha Shakyamuni, right? We haven't seen him. Have any of you seen Buddha Shakyamuni?
You guys talk with him? Maybe we can call him. Where are you? Right? But 다 수술 개개 대야 그렇지 말했어.
So one's Guru is even more kinder than Buddha Shakyamuni.
어떻게 다들 사진이 받에 다 기사지 샤토레게 그렇지 왔어.
So that's the next outline, right? Outline number 95. That he is kind of specifically than even Buddha Shakyamuni.
You already found this
You found the outline?
Then 다음 나도 때 사진 쓰고 나서 좀 넣으셔서.
So let's read that together to the next outline. Okay?
Otherwise you guys fall asleep. Then you will walk.
He is kind of specifically than even Shakyamuni Buddha. Once the universal emperor Many had 1,000 sons, and each of them developed bodhicitta, promising to look after our particular sets of disciples. But they saw that disciples would be difficult to subdue in those troubled times when the human lifespan lasted only 100 years. So they left them alone. Our teacher, who was the Brahman Raja, also developed bodhicitta at that time and promised to subdue the sentient beings in those troubled times. Shakyamuni, our teacher, was therefore kinder to disciples than the Buddhas in earlier times, even in the hundreds, but to ordinary difficult to subdue beings, such as myself and those like me. The Guru is very much kinder even than Shakyamuni. After Buddha, there were many pundits and adepts in India, such as the 7 interpretations of the teachings, the 8 Mahasiddhas, the 6 jewels of India, and the 2 supreme ones. And Tibet has so many saints in the first generation of the teaching. There were Padmasambhavas, King Tisong Deozen, Shantarashida, and the rest of the 25 disciples of Padmasambhava. During the later incarnation, there were the 5 lords of Shakya, Marpa, Milarepa, Atisha and his disciples, Jepsongkapa and his disciples, and so on. But none of them taught us in person the nectars of the Holy Dhamma, the means to rescue us from the great oceans of suffering. In short, Shantideva says, engaging in the deeds of bodhisattvas, countless Buddhas who worked for the sake of all beings have departed, and because of my misdeeds, I was not among those heeded by them. In other words, we should think as follows. I was not born in the right place, nor did I go to the places they visited. Also, every past saint would not guide me and gave me a meal. I am the direct of regrets, that with compassion my Guru has rescued me now in this way.
Okay, good. 왜 다들 아까로 가지? 네, 나 사지 관계야. 다게 새로 이제 니꺼로 가서 쌤 다시 한셔서 뭐야 가지. 소소 다 tweet 봐 그랬어. 니꺼로 가서 사지 다 제가 때문에 안 되잖아. 배도 저기 예스. 드리체대 가라야 다. 제대 새로 잡았나 다주 대유마. 아니 메소로 자이 가면 되게 니꺼로야. 그래서 뒤까와자 솔직히 막 뒤까 사지 저기 특징을 말하는 레디로 가라야. 아니 사실 정년되고 딱 직접 왕만으로 전세 계속됐어야 돼요. 딱 뒤가 마사지 이해해서 특징 잡아야 말했어.
And so, like we said, Buddhas are very kind to us in general because of all these teachings they have given to us, shown to us. And particularly Buddha Shakyamuni, because among all these Buddhas, he chose at this time of this generation, when the lifespan of human beings lasted only about 100 years, and when it is most difficult to subdue the sentient beings or human beings of the time, and he took that responsibility to come and teach us. So therefore, and he's even kinder than the other Buddhas. And so when we're in that, this time, when this lifespan of human beings is about 100 years, and it is said that human beings of that time are more difficult to be subdued.
아니, 이제 뒤가라 투쟁에 대해서 딱 가르친 것이라 그랬어.
And therefore, because Buddha Shakyamuni generated the mind to help the beings of that time, therefore, he is especially kind to us.
이제 사지 좀 내서 룬이 동갑지 거라까지 야가를 배워라. 뒤가라 대자 먹고 눈에 가지 사지 거만 토를 했어.
So Buddha Shakyamuni, who came in this world about 2,500 years ago and taught this Dharma and benefited so many beings and led them to the state of liberation, enlightenment. So if we were born at that time in that place where Buddha Shakyamuni was teaching and met with his teaching, then we would have achieved much higher realization. And because we were not born at that time, at that place, and therefore we were not able to meet him. And then after Buddha Shakyamuni passed away, then there came these successors of the Buddha, the 7 successors of the Buddha, the 8 Mahasiddhas, the 6 Jews of India, the Jew Supremes, and so forth. But we haven't had the fortune to meet any of them.
Right?
And then, after that, then the teaching came in Tibet. There was the earlier dissemination of teachings and the later dissemination of teaching. So during the first dissemination of the flourishing of the Dharma in Tibet, and there came these great teachers like Padmasambhava, the King Chizong Gyaltsen, Shantarakshita, and so forth.
But we are not. And
we have not met any of these great masters as well. And there also came these great disciples, the Padmasambhava and so forth. So after that, and after some time, when the teachings start to degenerate.
And then
after that, the teachings revived again through the invitation of Lama Tisha and so forth, by Halama Ishio and so forth, the great kings like Halama Ishio or Changchugu. And so that's the later flourishing of Dharma in Tibet. And all these great masters who came during the second or later dissemination of Dharma in Tibet, like Lama Tisha and so forth, we were not able to meet any of these great masters. And then there came all these great lords of the sages who gave all these incredible, very high spirit teachings, but we haven't met them and haven't been able to receive any of these teachings. And then also there came these great teachers of the Kali tradition, like Marpa, Mirabel, and so forth, but we haven't had the chance to meet with them. And also, of course, the Lama Tisha and his disciples. And then also these great the Kadampa teachers like the Thubten Damchoe and Sharawa and so forth came and taught great teachings, but we haven't had all the fortune to meet any of them. And then after that, then came great Lama Tsongkhapa and his disciples, like Kirubje and Yatsabje and so forth, but we haven't met any of them. So like it says here, but none of them taught us in person the nectar of the Holy Dharma, that means to rescue us from the great oceans of suffering. It's not that they don't have compassion to help us, but it's just that we didn't have the karma or good merit to be born at that time to meet with them. And also, like Shantideva said in his Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, countless Buddhas who worked for the sake of fortunate beings have departed, and because of my misdeeds, I was not among those healed by them.
Right?
So what is it trying to prove here?
What purpose?
So what is it trying to prove here is that the teacher, the gurus who are teaching us the Dharma, is very kind to us. So we should respect the teacher. And if we do that, we ourselves will accumulate a great amount of merit. So the teacher who is teaching us the Dharma is like the representative of the Buddhas. So therefore, if we respect this teacher, then it will become same as respecting all the Buddhas.
But this is something a little funny, right? Who explains that? Whoever the teacher, Geshe Ngawang, that was.
It's strange, so because it is the teacher who has to explain these things to us, right? It comes like the teacher telling the the disciples to respect the teacher. But you should not misunderstand that. So it's mainly for ourselves to accumulate merit and to benefit others. Because of this reason, I heard that Swami Rinpoche never taught about Guru devotion
대해서 막 가는 날 개가 야부 힘이 야부 땡겨를 남기다 개가 전부 술하고 말고 왔어.
So it's because it is the guru, who will be telling the disciples to practice guru devotion, right?
And shows, very easy to misunderstand. Oh, he said, he doesn't say it, but shows you have to respect the benefit for him, we think about it, but then not that. He can see what the solution is.
Yeah, so that's the talk in order to give the disciples a chance to accumulate merit.
So, in that way, 아니 개개는 기술이나 산지의 기술이나 그런 쪽이 있어요. 아무 저당 수수 더 봐서
So you have to think about it, or ask yourself, how does it become respecting Guru? Respecting Buddha if you respect the Guru.
Yes, we talk about it now, really. 근데 남방문이지 않아서 계시고 지금 남주탄데 이미 가서 시야도 많이 왔어요.
So this is only for people who are seriously practicing Dharma or who consider themselves as a Buddhist. Others, might not find this interesting.
What they talk about? They talk always, they respect for them. They look like very funny. But 만주 남백이 산책의 샘청에 대한 제기를 하고 있었어요.
So we as a Buddhist believe that Buddhas work all the time for the sake of sentient beings, right?
그런데 나도 스칭 부다 스칭 통만이 좀 통유했어. 투명.
And none of us have seen Buddha doing that, right?
인간을 다 같이 제시다가 뭐 배우는 나도 스칭 통명.
And also all the holy beings who came before this time, but we have never met any of them, right?
아니 산책이 마음바 아니 샘청에 대 아니 전화도 효율 수수고 효용이 남았다는 배우기 소원이 됐어. 이제 나도 수수 대화에서 개개들 다 산책을 다 투지 들어야 말해줘.
And so Buddha also said that in the future I will come in the form of a teacher who will teach you the Dharma. So therefore, so whoever is teaching us the Dharma, who we consider as our guru, is the representative of Buddha.
어떤지 이제 다들 시에서 말하래 제사 마치고 나도 끼어 말해서 엄마가 끼어 가지고 지나 샤치오라 끼어 말했어. 이제 마서 말해봐 끼어다나 이제 식견제 많이 돌니 이미 이제잖아 다달만 내리 탐내렸다가 투지 제사 먹으래도.
And so like it says here in the last paragraph, in other words, we should think as follows. I was not born in the right place, nor did I go to the places they visited. Also, every past saint could not guide me and gave up on me. I am the dregs of drugs. What great compassion my Guru has in rescuing me now in this way.
실당마도 남벽에 출연하여 딱 개와시마 소치에 나고 그래서
And in Buddhism, we believe that future life is more important than this life, right?
다들 다른 거래 되나 남벽 출연은 세계 상황이 제다 센터가 소소지 생각 그냥 못 하셔야죠 그래서.
So that's very far away, not too far maybe sometime. But if you practice well, and not only the future life, but even in this life, you will see the results. Right?
아니 네 몰라야 간지 내차 제가 코로 맞이 영어 만들라고 그랬어.
And it says that we should not follow these negative emotions like attachment, anger, ignorance, and so forth.
같이 나도 땅에 좀 많이 대진이라도 돌아왔어.
Because all the problems we experience is because of these negative emotions, right?
그래서 다 대저 공감하더니 나도 강이 오고 그래도.
And so if we stop these negative or afflictive emotions, then we will not go through all these sufferings.
Just forgot future life. Just forgot just this life. Just 뭐? 아니 그래. 대바지야 미래지 개와 포서 소바시. 랑그 쓰는 요소도 너는 사지 때만이 있어. 그래서
So forget about the future life, even this life. If we control those negative emotions, then we will not experience any sufferings and any problems. So Buddha said, subduing one's mind, not following these delusions, subduing mind, is the teachings of the Buddha.
근데 라마 전화가 많이 진짜 비가 끊기 고스. 아니 와 소소 지금다 도망가는 거다.
And also in the Lama Chobe it says self-cherishing the mind or the self-grasping ignorance is the doorway to all the torments or sufferings.
그래서 나도 두둑들이 묘하다 와였나?
And so if we lessen these negative emotions, then naturally we'll have less problems, right? For example, if we get angry or if we show anger, then ourselves and all the friends around ourselves, around us will not be happy, right? So why do we get angry? We get angry because they didn't speak or they didn't do, they didn't show the way I want them to do, and then because they kind of the I, right? They're thinking about the I, and because they didn't do like I want them to do. So because of that, then you get angry. And so, you should try to control oneself from following this I. I want that, I want this, I want them to do this, and so forth. So, try to stop following that I, and then abandon any of these 10 approach sessions. Then one's life will be very happy. So, of course, overcoming that I is a very high level of practice. It requires high level of practice to do that. It's not easy.
I stay here, then he pushes, touch me, anger, this, that. So go there, do that. But today,
And so, like I said, let alone the future lives or very next life. And if you practice Dharma well, then this will definitely benefit in this life. Because whatever problems that we face is because of not subduing our mind, right? Because we follow our mind and our mind follows the delusions, and therefore we go through all these sufferings, right? Yes, we face all these sufferings.
We are born together in World War. Maybe not very nice to say that here. Papa, did not so one. Papa, and the Papa, the Kawan, such a Kawan to Tapa, the time also, follow to the Koran,
so this is just an example. They say that the pigs, the swans, they live in the dirt, and so if you tie a rope on the neck of the pig, it will drag that rope. Right? So wherever it drags, if you follow the rope follow the pig, and wherever the rope follows, that it will create dirt or it will make dirty or messy everywhere. So anyway, so that's an example which Tibetans say, but mainly what it's saying is that if you follow your mind, which follows the delusion, then you will be always in trouble.
Because delusion himself is not really good, right? And we all follow them. Okay, you know that. And then we have questions. Yeah. Yeah, one more. Oh yeah, he has pepper here. If you have pepper, you give it pepper here. Okay. Oh yeah, they have pepper here. Yeah, he has pepper here. Who's it? Doesn't matter.
Okay, question number 1. What is the meaning of the lines? It's a quote from Sakya Pandita. Even though sun is very hot, it will not catch fire without the magnifying glass.
You guys understand? And what meaning? No, can't get no. Okay, who's giving the answer? Who's volunteering? Okay?
I'll be brave.
You guess or you just read?
I think it's a good answer. It's not totally made up. I think the meaning is that Buddhist teaching without the guidance from a guru on how to apply it will not develop your mind and will not have its full potential effect on you. Just like the sun without a magnifying glass, even though the sun is very hot, without the kind of guidance and direction of the lens, you can't start a fire.
Yeah. I think his answer is correct. But what do you guys think? Is it true or not? Right? Buddha is really teaching the 108 volumes. Said that no one explained for us. We don't know, right? Therefore, between us and Buddha, someone explained for us. Therefore, Buddha's teaching also benefit for us. Otherwise, we just make circumambulation, just do some position. We don't know what they talk about. And this is
It reminds me of an interviewer asked the Dalai Lama, in order to achieve enlightenment, do you need a guru? And His Holiness said, no, but it can save you a lot of time.
Okay, then second question.
Okay, question number 2. For whose sake did Buddha generate the mind of enlightenment and pray?
Okay, yeah. Who? Not you. Okay, you can say. Who wants to say? Yeah, say. Just what do you think? Just say. No problem.
He did so for the benefit of all sentient beings.
Are you sure? Good. Correct. Oh, she's 100% correct. Buddha, when we develop bodhicitta, how we say, benefit all sentient beings. Without develop bodhicitta, no way achieve enlightenment. Right? Therefore, he sentient
So he generated mind of enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings.
Good job. Oh, if I wish I have something, I'll give you both big presents. Okay.
Okay, question number 3. What is the reason that Guru is kinder than the Buddhas?
This may be really talking to a lot. Okay. Do you have someone said some very specific answer?
So we talked about that a lot, so we really need to hear that.
Everybody understand, right? Okay, then finish?
Yes.
Then you have any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
We are fortunate to live in a time where His Holiness the Dalai Lama is living also. And sometimes we can go sit and hear him and have lessons from him. So is it possible that we are getting teachings from a Buddha this way?
And thus, John Bushi shares and the probably cannabis, something cannabis, and then Kawa Dukuna, not Kawa Yaboti, Sanjay Mobile Mazo Majo, and Namazo,
Yeah, of course we'll say, and we can say that in the case of His Holiness, especially because Tibetans believe that His Holiness is the emanation of Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion. And so therefore, if you receive teaching from him, if it is receiving teaching from the Buddhas. And of course, we're very fortunate even now, even at this generation time, we're very fortunate because we have teachers great teachers like His Holiness and many other great teachers around the world who are still teaching Dharma. So very fortunate, yes.
그러다 사제 좀 되는 게 배워야 소야 줄에 너무 내가 그거 나이 나왔어.
And so even if actual Buddha came and taught the teaching, it will be same as what they are teaching now.
Right? He doesn't say, okay, when just easy way, you can achieve enlightenment. He doesn't say. He said, subdue your mind. This is the teaching of Buddha. Right? Even Buddha come, you have not easy way. Maybe some, yeah, not easy way, you know. Therefore, this is some, we can, 다른 것도 저당 산재 처음에 뭐 배울 때 너도 맡아도 되나 나도 달라요. 그래서 누가 뭐라 해야 말이죠. 산재 때문에 자 산재 추송의 요로.
So even though we haven't had the fortune to meet with all these Buddhas, but still we're not in such a bad condition because we still have all these great teachers teaching us Dharma.
Okay?
Thank you.
Your question or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you know what? It's okay.
Did not the Dalai Lama himself say that he was not yet enlightened?
Yeah.
He said that, didn't he?
Yeah. This is true.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah. 근데 대야 쇼치는 가서 남벽이 나타나서 대륙을 루서를 해서 소속하게 나가기라고 말했어요.
So it is not saying, I'm not saying that he was telling lie, but it is a way the people who have a high realization, who notice that I have a high realization. So do you have a high realization? If you ask another person with a high realization, do you have a high realization? He will say, no, I don't have a high realization. Is he telling lie? Not really, right? He's not telling lie. He's just being humble and not saying that, oh, I have this and that, but he has this and that. So it's just like that. His Holiness is a Buddha, but of course he's not saying he's a Buddha.
He knows I'm Buddha, you know. It's, I think this is also Tibet, different cultures. In the Western we say, I'm the PhD, doctor, master, professor, they can show to people, we say, what do you call it? Introduction, they say, I'm the person, I'm the person. It's something different, the culture. We in Tibetan culture, we say, we don't say, oh, I'm the kind of, they don't say. If someone says, oh, this kind of person, this kind of, they call it. We don't say ourselves shows people, I'm the guy, even that person, also different culture, they show humble. We say this job, I don't know if it's true or not, different culture, Yeah, okay.
I was going to say, similar to what you're saying, with an addition that even though His Holiness may say that he's not enlightened yet, he is a realized being. And if we're lucky enough to be in his presence during his teaching, you will learn a lot, even in terms of your own personal practices. And I can say that because I have been in his teaching several times. And I can remember years ago, when I was in his teaching, I had gone through a period of not remembering things. And I think one has to really listen in terms of what is applying to you. And I was doing a practice where I had stopped myself from thinking, stopping thought. I learned a way of doing that. And I was in his presence, and all of a sudden he just said, think, think, think. And I instantly realized what I was doing that was hindering my memory. And so I stopped that practice. And so, you just have to, if you're in his presence and there's something that you need to do, and if you can remember, that he is a realized being, he'll say something that's beneficial for you.
Good? It's good? It's very good. Okay?
We had talked about refuge taking refuge today. And this isn't a question, it's more of a statement, which I found really, really helpful. One of my teachers explained refuge as every single moment making a decision to follow the Dharma rather than not. And I just found that really helpful way of thinking about taking refuge.
So, the Damchoe, the church chamber, church continued to change the Damchoe was still one of the Damchoe's strong sources of this. The Damchoe, Lama Jig, the Kois are all that they were on the sugar. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. Good guys. You guys very good. I'm very very happy. I'm very happy. Everybody, understand. But this is not easy. But everybody, get something, pick up here, something, pick up here. Think in mind. Just forgot future life. Just try to this life very peaceful. Okay? Yeah.
Just to add to what Pat was saying, seeing Guru as Buddha, that to make that connection, it allows for the teaching to become kind of something that's directed directly towards you. I've sort of had things like that where it seems like a general teaching, but somehow in the middle of the teaching, it's something that I'm thinking about, like Pat, what you were saying. It makes it much more profound and kind of moves me along in my practice. But I had a question about, I read that some Mahasiddhas can go and teach to the hell realms and the hungry ghost realm. And I was wondering is it possible for, as a result of those teachings, for bodhicitta to develop in the minds of those beings who are in those places, or is it just more clearing karma so they can come to the human realm to experience it?
그런 게 그래서 매력하시는 통속에서 좀 전체적으로 많이 예송을 그래서 냐외 된다 가서 이달이 되는 표지 그래서 송전하는 지금 그래도 지금 무슨 냐외 된다 이달은 지금 장교센터에서 똑같은 전선을 똑같은 이렇게 여력이 일단 나와서 되는 거라서 가서 다 하셔야 한다. 그때 그만 이거다 지금 무슨 소리였어?
다 등소를 째딩이 되자 내대들 요원이나 같이 배도치더라고 그래서 배도라고 그래서
무슨 이렇게 도를 해서
저도 깨톡이 가능하도 산지 쪽에 맞이 안에 산지부터 이야기를 계속 나서요.
Yes, it is possible to generate bodhicitta. Like you might have heard this story. There's one story where it says that Buddha Shakyamuni first generated the mind of enlightenment in the hell realm.
안에 타나서 간제 며칠이가 명이가 다 받쳐있잖아요. 간제 다시 가보기 그래서 안에 대물 가라야 안에 몇 세바대 다 주는 변형에 가래 카니 그래 처음 되고 가래 안에 예다 당도 주고 다 저한테 예다 마당스 내청이 코드 누마들 양아도 용문도 세 간제 코라 로바라 인지 저라 때문에 안에 상식 좀 좋아했어요. 네, 그래서
So there's a story that Buddha Shakyamuni, when he was born into hell, and these hell guardians were torturing the beings who were kind of clawing the field at the same time, and then he saw the suffering of his mates, and then he took all the responsibility on him to do the job. And they were very tired and fatigued, so they were not able to pull, and these hell guardians were whipping them with their whips, and he said, don't beat them, I will do all the job. So that he kind of generated compassion towards them, and he took that suffering upon him, and with that thought he generated mind of enlightenment or bodhicitta. And so you have to have this kind of situation where which allows you to generate kind of great compassion, and that in truth to generate bodhicitta.
아니 그만야 가든지 아니 연애 바지야 고랑이 샷 내바지는 내 샷을 뚫네 아니 또 지금 가만 나고 들어와 지금 안에 때나 해보자 고랑도 뚫네 굴쪽에 그래서 미신다 서로 내바지
미나가 밑에
밑에
미소대가
그랬단 말이야
So there's also this great Karamba master, who was able to give take a flesh from his thigh and then give it to the other person to heal their wound on his knee and so forth.
아니 대체는 아니 다 코로나 나가 방게 그래서 와. 아니 대체가 코로나다 저런 게 대체가 벤토 소야 아니라 그래서. 일단 말도 벤토 소 이나다 저런 거서 당 네, 죄송합니다. 내가 고생을 그랬어.
So it did cause pain, to the master, the Karamba master, and then he asked the person who was sick, so did it help you? And he says, yeah, it did help me, but it caused a lot of pain to you, right? And he said, yes, it did cause pain to me.
이해나야 다 같이 정말 벤토나 아니 다 제자 잘못하면 이해서 그래라 그랬어.
So he says, but if it benefits you, then I'm willing to go through that pain.
아니 대고나 코로나 얘네 쇼기야 남스가라야 아니 메카오지야 코로나 된다는 거. 잘못하면 어디 미워했어. 근데 세상에 코로나가 좀 자살했어.
So then, because of that thought, the strong thought, he has to benefit others. In the morning, he dreamed like a dream, or he felt like some a person in a white dress came and was wiping on his sore. And then in the morning, when he woke up, it was all gone, it was all healed.
그거는 자체 쌤 뛰는 거 고시가 다 와서 또 된 거죠.
And so that was the benefit, that was the result of that thought, wanting to help other person 100%.
But don't do that, okay? You are not on that stage. Okay? Okay, I'm joking, okay? Sometimes, there's people say, Meladaba will be beggar. People think Meladaba is very high practitioner. He don't have anything. He just eats some grass, some, we call this.
Or nettles.
Yeah. He don't have anything, then he got very inanimate. People think, oh, maybe I will do that. Then he keep all the things, then try to cover with, then nothing, come back. They say, Meladaba will be better. Now, this many practice also we have to right way. Not just, oh, maybe I'll try this. Doesn't work us. When we are very good level, we can see our mind, right? We all see that how good practice for us. We don't want other people to judge are you good or not. We can see how level us. Then we can listen the teaching. Then your level is very high. You can you feel then whatever you can do. But for me, I know what level for me. And not available to that, Okay. Anyway. Okay, thank you.
Pass the mic over to
Where is it?
Thanksgiving mandala on page 39. Saji Kuchi Jojo Nekota Rera Nishin Nite Kembade